Hey guys, thanks for tuning in and checking us out. As we go into the Ascend kickoff, I'm looking at the website right now, and there are a lot of really good tools on here. We've got some terrific sponsors, and a lot of these we actually use on our program with what we do. So, but what I'm noticing here is we've got a lot of really good tools, a lot of good products, a lot of good opportunities to use some of this stuff. But the one thing that stands out is the Federal Bridge program. The thing that makes this whole program different is it gives you an opportunity to develop and build a career. So when you're using all of these tools that are also on here and these products, these are great things for you to use within your career, right? But if you don't have a career or you don't have a niche that's working for you and you're looking for more consistent income, or maybe you just aren't working a niche that you feel you can buy into, that is maybe it just feels like it's work rather than just something that you're doing to help yourself and help other people. So I'd encourage you to really check out what it is the Federal Bridge program brings to the table, because over the years I've found this to be a fantastic niche. It makes and enables the agents that work this niche to have a very productive career. And most of the agents that do this, that follow it to the T, not trying to do their own thing, not trying to reinvent their wheel, but if you follow the program, this is a fantastic career that you're going to be able to make $100,000, more than likely more than that, but at least $100,000 you're doing this, and you're going to feel comfortable in the way that it works. It's going to allow you to probably have more time off than you think when you have a successful career. Now, you might have too much time on your hands right now, but maybe that's because you haven't found a niche that works for you. So let's spend some time. Let's jump into this, and I'll show you exactly how this niche can work for you and how you can make $100,000 or more. So before we get started, want to make sure that you understand that this is for you if you want to make money while helping people. You want to make consistent six-figure income in financial services, and you're a financial advisor that's looking for a profitable and sustainable niche. In the next 45 minutes, you'll discover how to have a career that you can be proud of, how to create a work-life balance, and how to help people retire while ensuring a solid retirement for yourself. So I want to start off with first the story of Bob and Harry. Now, both of these guys are financial advisors. They're both working in Virginia, and they both started their careers at about the same time. Now, first up is Bob. Bob says that he works with retirees, and he wants to help people have the retirement of their dreams, but Bob can't find prospects. And when he does get in front of people, he can't get them to take any action, which got him to thinking, well, maybe I should be looking at something else. Should I do some other stuff? Maybe start working with teachers, sell Medicare supplement, mortgage protection, or God forbid, final expense. So as a result, Bob is struggling to break the six-figure mark and is, quote, working all the time. On the other hand, there's Harry. Harry works with federal employees who are concerned about their retirement. He meets people who have been put on his calendar, and they want to hear what he has to say. His clients will take action because he provides them a consultation that focuses on their personal issues and provides solutions with clarity, not a product pitch. Okay. His income has soared well into the six figures, and he gets to spend time with his family on evenings and weekends. Go figure. So my question is who would you prefer to be, Bob or Harry? The difference is Harry is a specialist in the federal employee retirement niche. And that's what I'm going to show you how to do today. So the question is how well does this work? Well, you can take an example from my good friend, Pat Casey, and he says, all you have to do is follow the presentation exactly, do a solid consultation, provide solutions, and people will sell themselves on taking action. want to also take a little time to share a little bit of information about me. That's me. Yep. There's always a better picture of us out there, right? But that's the one I've got. So anyway, here's my personal story. So, I used to do retirement seminars back in the day, back in the 90s, back when people would actually take some sort of action on stuff. And I had to get out of the business in 2002, right around the time of the attack on the Twin Towers. That did take a hit on my business, but that's not the real reason why I got out of the business. The real reason is that my wife and we had premature twins, and they couldn't go to daycare for 2 years. So my wife had to quit her job. Now, at that time, well, I guess it's a fact today too, but we got all of our health insurance through my wife's employer. And so as a result, I had to go out and get a job. That's right. I had to get a job. I had to get, health insurance benefits. I get all that because I had a family at home that couldn't go anywhere. And I had preemie twins that couldn't be exposed to anybody. So we had to stay home. We had to have health insurance, and just was not a good time for me to be able to do that. So I actually had to leave my career. I'd spent 10 years doing up to that point and doing really well, doing retirement planning, working with seniors. But make a long story short, when I got back into financial planning, what I soon found out was that, what used to put money in my bank account and build up my retirement accounts was now a really great way for me to drain my bank accounts. I spent over $100,000 buying plate lickers dinner. And people, what I found out is people weren't taking any action anymore. They're just become info hogs, right? There's, oh yeah, I'm going to learn as much as I can. And hey, that was a great steak dinner. Thank you very much. And I even did seminars where I wasn't buying dinner. So I did all kinds of different seminars. Just a great way for me to go through lots of money that I had saved up. Eventually, I came across the federal market. I learned their benefits. And then I started applying some good old financial planning techniques which is what? Ask good questions, find the pain points, and find out how you can help them. And what I found out was that these people had no clue about what their benefits are and were, and that they needed and deserved better. What I also found out was this is a great niche for me because there were so many of them that needed this help that as I learned more and more, I was able to help them more and more. So I was able to find a recipe that works, and I was able to duplicate it, right? So once you find something that works, you need to be able to write it down so that you can do it time and time and time again. And I've done that. So let me introduce you to my family. These are my twins that we had to, keep at home for 2 years. This picture was just taken last year. So there's me, of course, but there's my beautiful wife, Charlotte. And these are our twins. This is Brooke and Jacob. And as you can see, even though they came 3 months early, as adults, they've turned out great. So just thought it was fair that we share a quick picture with you about that. So a little bit about my business. I started doing this type of work back in 1993, and it's hard to believe it's been a long time since then. But started off at IDS Financial Services, which is now known as Ameriprise. But what hasn't changed, the name has changed, but what hasn't changed is that, Ameriprise, IDS, it's a securities business, right? So I'm a securities guy. And I happen to be a securities guy that loves insurance. So I'm a bit of a unicorn out there. Back in the day when I first got started, I got my Series 7 and I got my Series 63, and I even got the principal license, became a 24 with my life insurance license and my annuities. Interesting thing about the way we viewed things back in that time was that our life insurance, although we were all licensed to sell life insurance, excuse me, the only thing that we ever really sold was variable life. And we always viewed that life insurance as the business killing department because everything had to go through underwriting. And why have a great sales plan put together when you would then send it up to an underwriter and that underwriter would, just kill everything. The annuities back then were all variable annuities. Okay. Terrible product. Absolutely terrible. And I found fixed indexed annuities back in the mid 90s. So I've been selling fixed indexed annuities for quite some time. I right away saw the value in having that floor of zero. zero is the hero, right? So those same viewpoints are not expressed by people as a general rule in the securities industry. So I'm a little bit of an anomaly. And I already told you guys I left the business. I got out. And when I came back, I did not want to have anything to do with the broker dealer. I did not want to have this ambiguous, entity telling me how I could run my business. The first thing I did when I left American Express was start selling, non-proprietary funds, right? I just wanted to be free to do what was right for my clients. So now I have a Series 65. We do have our own RIA firm here, and that way we have complete and utter freedom. I also run an insurance agency. So this is a little bit different than most guys in the securities field, right? But we have 25 agents from across the country, and we do specialize in federal employee retirement benefits. I also have 3 books. I've written 3 books, so a little bit more credibility brought to the game here. The first book was the Smart Federal Employees Guide to Financial Planning, because most people don't do financial planning, and there are a lot of great opportunities and tools within the Federal Employee Benefits Program to do actual financial planning. Then the bestseller, which was an Amazon #1 bestseller, was 11 Common Mistakes Federal Employees Make Claiming Their Retirement Benefits. And the last offering, the most recent, is Could Taxes Shred Your TSP? Strategies to Shield Your Most Valuable Retirement Asset. So I've got a few books under my belt. And last but not least, I have trained hundreds of agents just like you guys in federal retirement benefits, and the best sales process to turn this into a career. Excuse me. So it's one thing to understand and know federal benefits, but if you don't know the right thing to say, when to say it, how to say it, and how to mix that into a duplicatable process that you do over and over and over again, you're not going to be able to turn this into a sustainable career. So the good news is that I'm now making a great income, and most of my agents that work with me are. And what I want to do is show you guys how you can do it too. And also wanted to remind you that, remember, when I started doing this, I was already broke. I had good money in the bank, spent it all on all these other marketing programs. I needed to find something that worked and worked for me, and I could do it time in and time again. So time in, time out, time again, and get in front of people that really needed to hear the information, and most importantly, they wanted to hear what I had to say. So I did have several designations that I built up over the years for working within this niche. The thing is, though, is that they were sponsored by sales organizations, not educational institutions. And it's interesting because they've not allowed me to renew these over the years. And it's because of the fact that I have trained so many people that they see me as a competitor. And it's just because I've been training people just like you. So take advantage of what it is we're doing here, and learn how to do this for yourself. So what I want to do now is show you how you can do this too. So I want to be clear. Today is not about me, and it's not about my agents. Okay. It's about you and how you can help federal employees have a 6-figure business and do it in less time than you're probably working right now. So here's what we're going to cover today. 5 reasons why this is the greatest opportunity for financial advisors today. I truly believe that. What you need to know to become an expert in this field, and how to make money doing this. All right, so let's get started with the 5 reasons why this is the greatest opportunity. Number 1, hundreds of thousands of federal employees have no idea what their retirement benefits are. The government has mandated, there's the US code right there. It's 5 US code 8350. And that's a mandate that says that they should have training, and that training should come at the beginning, middle, and end of their career. But get this, guys, there are no programs in place to actually make that happen. So each year, we've got 100,000 people that retire from the federal government. Each year, they hire about 100,000 people. So if we're looking at a niche, I mean, this is the world's largest employer. 100,000 come in, 100,000 leave. Okay. Who wouldn't want to be a part of a pool that doesn't deplete? All right. It's not going to go away. It's not subject to, somebody deciding that they're going to change the rules, right? For those of us that have done some Social Security planning, those rules can change on you. And what if that changes? Then your whole career that you've built is gone. This is a career that isn't going to change. Okay. This gives financial advisors who understand how to do this a huge, huge opportunity to make six-figure income and work way less than they are right now. And with a lot less stress, I might add. So, reason number 2, there is mass confusion out there about what retirement benefits federal employees actually have. They're starving for accurate, customized information about their personal situation. So, there's lots of information that floats around. Most of it's bad. Federal employees understand because they go to all the seminars. They're information hogs, they're sponges. They want to learn as much about their federal benefits as they can. But the reason they go to so many of these programs is because it's all just general information. Okay. You can only go to so many seminars or workshops and get general information before you throw up your hands in disgust and realize that you still don't know how it applies to you specifically. How can you get out, right, with a plan that works for you and your family? That's what they're looking for. So they're looking for that customized information regarding their personal situation. Okay. What there is right now, it's just what we call water cooler talk. There's always some sort of self-proclaimed expert in the office, sharing his or her knowledge. They'll share it with anybody they can, anybody that'll listen, because they're pontificating, right? They want everybody to see how knowledgeable they are, yet they're still just doing their job, right? They're not a financial advisor. If they were so great at that knowledge and information, why would they still be doing that job? Okay, so they're just spewing bad information. Got to watch my tongue. And it just gets passed along by word of mouth. So what's making it worse is that this just creates more gossip, and then it creates mass confusion because these employees, they hear the gossip, they hear Billy Bob's bad information, and then how do they merge that with the workshops that they've been to? And they throw up their hands. Okay, they're just super confused. They don't know what to do. They're frozen, right? So, and remember, it's important that, again, they don't know that the government has mandated that they have these, these information workshops specifically for them about, when to get started in the beginning of your career, where you are mid-career, and where you are end career. The agencies don't advertise that those are available to them. So they don't have anything in place to help, even though Congress has mandated that this help is supposed to be there. Reason number 4, they know that they need accurate information. They're told to talk to OPM, which stands for Office of Personnel Management. But OPM can't give out any information because they aren't licensed. So the employees are told, you need to talk to OPM. You have to sit on the phone for about an hour before you can talk to somebody at OPM, only for them to tell you that they can't help you with that, but they can only help you with which form you need to fill out and where to send it. Okay. So that becomes very frustrating for people. Oh, I can only talk to them, but then when I wait on the phone for an hour and I finally get to talk to them, they can't tell me anything. What good is that? So by the time they end up talking to somebody like me or you, they're very frustrated. But again, they're starving. So if you can give them a consultation, okay, a consultation, not a sales pitch, but a consultation, and prove to them that you're an expert in what it is that you do, and they're going to be just, have intense attention to what it is you're saying and what you're pointing to and what you're doing. They want to know. So reason number 5, they're also scared to go outside the government because most financial advisors have no clue what their benefits are. Okay. They can only give out general advice, and that doesn't apply to an actual federal employee. And not every federal employee understands this. So let's just go through a quick example here for you and I. Out for the general public, we have the Roth IRA. On the government side, they have something called the Roth TSP. So out in the real world, the government, we can only put in $7,500 in the Roth IRA, but get this, feds can put up to $23,000 if they can afford it. Okay, they can put up to $23,000 into a Roth TSP, and there is no income requirements or thresholds that they have to worry about. They can just simply put it in. Plus, if the income does qualify, they can do both the Roth TSP and the Roth IRA. Holy smokes, guys. Do you see the difference here? I mean, that if you can afford to put away those kind of dollars, and then to find out that if you've done that, only to find out that, holy smokes, I could have put away $23,000 a year instead of only 75. Why was I even talking to that clown? That person clearly didn't know what it was, what they were talking about, and they certainly didn't understand federal benefits. And that makes them even more frustrated. So we need to understand that federal employees, they're not dumb. Okay. They know that what they have is different. They just don't know how it applies specifically to them and how they can make it work for them. So now that you know the 5 reasons why this is such a great opportunity, let's also take a chance or take a look at, why you can make some good money doing this. So what's in it for you? Well, if you're a financial advisor and and get this, you have no competition. There are very few people out there that are trained completely in federal benefits, to understand them completely. There are other training programs, but they only concentrate on hunting for the rollover. And even that, they do a lot of misinformation in the training of it. So if you understand your training and you are an expert now, you will have no competition, which means you get all of the business. Okay, so let's go back. We've got 1 million federal employees. We have 100,000 of them retiring each and every year. And they're starving for accurate information. And you are the expert. You want some of that action? I bet you do. I do. That's why I'm in it. Okay, so that's a great opportunity. And there are only 10 things that you need to know to do this. Not 20, not 50, just 10. So let's jump into those. Now, I don't have time to do all 10, all right, but we can cover the top 3. And these are 3 easy ones. First thing we're going to talk about is FEGLI, okay? Federal employees are big on acronyms, and if you can't speak to them in acronyms, you're going to lose them. So you need to know what all the acronyms are, and then also what the acronyms mean. So FEGLI is Federal Employee Group Life Insurance. We're going to take a little bit deeper dive into that. Disability insurance. Okay, so then we're going to take a look at the FERS pension. So they have a pension, but the pension's not what not what you think, and not what most people think. There are going to be income shortages. Okay, there's going to be an income gap. So most people, when they're looking at getting into the federal benefits arena or working the federal market niche, they're not looking at any in the insurance. They're missing the boat, guys. This is where your career income comes from, is being able to address life insurance, disability, and the income shortage. The rollovers will come, lots of them. That's just the icing on the cake. Everybody else that wants to get into a federal employee training program only focuses on the annuity rollovers. That here is just the icing on the cake. These 3 things right here, this is what you can build a career on, and you're going to make good money doing it. Remember my friend Pat Casey? He's making over $300,000 a year doing this, and he's not working as hard as you are. I guarantee you that. Okay, so let's take a little bit closer look. Federal group life insurance. Feds lose 75% of their life insurance at retirement. The fact is that they make this election. They're looking for the free benefit. Everybody wants something for free. So if they take the free life insurance, that is a 75% reduction, which means they're going to have a shortfall. Okay. Not enough money to pay off any bills. And I'm very blunt, guys. I phrase it just this way. There's not enough money to put them in the ground. Okay. People appreciate a straightforward approach. And when you phrase it that way, they get it. You're not beating around the bush. Okay. So there's a shortage there. Now, they can elect to keep the coverage, but it is way too expensive and the costs are above market rates. So if that's something that you're looking at, you can do a replacement. There's an opportunity. The other thing is that the FEGLI is just term insurance and it goes in 5-year rate bands. They've seen that go up every 5 years. So they don't like that. Okay. As a fiscal approach, federal employees are quite conservative. So taking a look at a cost that's going up every year, every 5 years, excuse me, they're very open to taking a look at permanent life insurance. So when they see that they're going to lose 75% and they see that it's just term, they're open to taking a look at permanent insurance. And by the time they retire, you know, those Colonial Penn things that you see on TV all the time, they're going to be too expensive for them. So we want to get to these people before retirement. So if you happen to run into people that have already purchased some life insurance on their own, they typically have not purchased enough. And when you combine an optional insurance program with what they already have, you can really position that as a final expense type policy. Because even final expense policies, by the time they're into retirement, are probably more than they can actually afford to do. Okay. So it's all about positioning, how you word it, how you phrase it. It'll work. Let's talk about disability insurance. Okay. They have none. That is correct, guys. They have none. The US federal government is the world's largest employer. Yet they do not provide their employees with disability insurance. Now, what they do provide them with is a FERS disability retirement. Okay. But what that means is that your client has been forced into retirement before they were ready, and their actual retirement will be a failure because they will not have been allowed to stay on the job, build up that pension, build up their savings in order to have a good, successful retirement. So what if you could provide your client with an income source that allowed them to pay their household bills, stay on track until they could get back to work and then continue on to reach their retirement goals? Guess what? You're a hero. And what do heroes get in our business? They get referrals, guys. So this is a great way to get paid on something that most people simply overlook. Clients and financial advisors as well. Disability insurance, well, we'll just step right over that. Why? Let's get paid on it. And as a result of doing that, you will get referrals. That's huge. Talk about free business, guys. Come on. All right. Now we're going to talk a little bit about the FERS retirement system. So despite having a pension and having a defined contribution plan, which is their TSP, there's almost always going to be a retirement income shortage. Now, what's nice is that by using the automated assessment tool or the workbook companion, that is going to help highlight for you what their shortages are going to be. So back in the day, I used to bust out the old calculator and do time value of money calculations and show them, hey, here's what you're spending now. Actually show them, here is what that income requirement would be by the time you retire. And not only at the time you retire, but what happens 10, 15, 20 years into retirement. So what if you had a tool that allowed you to do all that without having to know how to do future value calculations? Okay. The automated assessment tool or the workbook companion does that for you. You just got to plug in the numbers. Okay. We already talked about the life insurance needs. So if there's going to be an income shortage, well, wouldn't it be great if we could make that tax-free income? And how do we talk about tax-free income and we already have a life insurance shortage? Well, what if we combine those? Now we can take a look at permanent life insurance, which kills two birds with one stone. This is kind of the secret sauce right there, guys, of how we keep in front of these people and give them solutions to the problems. We're not selling anything. We're just pointing out what the holes are and providing them with viable solutions. They make their own choices. We don't sell anything. We don't sell anything. We just put solutions in front of them and they pick them. Now, the good news is that while you're doing this, most of you, the people that you see that are doing this, are not ready to retire. Most of them are somewhere between 40 and 55. So everything we've just been talking about holds true, but you will be running into people that are ready to retire right now. Okay. So then we have rollovers and lots of them. Okay. Good rollovers that you'll be able to place with IAMS, put into a great annuity product to provide them with income or additional growth and not be subject to market losses. These are all great things. And these are plays right into the conservative fiscal nature of federal employees. It's a great opportunity. Okay. So when it comes time to do those rollovers, what if you called up the plan sponsor, TSP in this case, and you actually have them help you? And there's nobody on the other end of the line trying to save the business. Are you sure you want to roll this money over, Mr. Smith? You could also reposition those same dollars here using this, and this. There's none of that. Okay. They're not licensed. They're not there to, quote, save the business. They will help your client take action and they'll help it be a smooth process. Fact of the matter is that once you call TSP, you're probably having a painless transaction and you're having your rollover funded within 2 weeks. Wouldn't that be nice? That's the way it works in this market. Okay, so remember, there are only 10 things that you need to know. And now that you know them, at least 3 of them, okay, it's time to help clients and make money. So how do we do that? How do we cash in on this opportunity? Well, first thing is you need to get appointments. Then all you need to do is a good consultation. Okay, we're not twisting anybody's arms. And you get to do that with a couple of proprietary tools. Then you close the sale and you get the commission. Okay, so it really goes very quickly. Most of these are one-call closes. Okay, you do one appointment, you're writing business. Okay, and if you're helping somebody do retirement planning, well, then that's your typical 2 or 3 appointments. Okay, so there are a couple different types of appointments. But let's talk about the appointments. What if you could have your calendar full of appointments every week? And I'm not talking about doing a seminar or a marketing event. And I'm not talking about buying leads that everybody else has already talked to before they talk to you, if you could even get them on the phone. Yeah, that's a lot of work, a lot of effort just to get them on your calendar. So what if they were already on your calendar? Okay, so that's a huge benefit to you right there. But you got to remember that you're not just going to get appointments put on your calendar. And they're not just going to keep coming and coming. It's not an endless stream of opportunities. I mean, if we're playing baseball, you don't get as many bats as you want. Okay. In baseball, 3 strikes and you're out. Okay. But here, what if you just were able to do your job and do it well? If you're good at your job, the appointments will be there. Okay. And talk about taking a lot of stress off your shoulders. You don't have to do the marketing events. You don't have to phone endlessly trying to catch people. The appointment's on your calendar. You need to maintain a good closing ratio. We're going to teach you how to do that. Okay. So again, this is a huge opportunity and IAMS is here to help you do that. Okay. There's a program in place to help you do that. So number 2, what if you could do appointments with proprietary tools? Got a customized consultation workbook. It's going to walk you through doing the consultation. Again, you're going to know what to say, when to say it, how to say it. You're going to have the automated tool to go along with that. You're going to be able to show them what their problems are and have a summary page. You can close off of that. Then you can provide them with personalized solutions. They will make the decision to move forward. You don't have to sell them anything. Okay? So they will come up to their own conclusions. That is a huge benefit. Now, just having that workbook companion is going to be very nice for you guys because, like I said, I used to do this with my calculator. And you had to know the future value of money calculations. And when you're talking to even, smart or successful people and, oh yeah, I know I need to take inflation into account. Well, what if you just ask them this? How much money do you spend each month just doing your thing? Just living your life right now. Most of them are going to say about $3,500. So about $3,500. Okay, so let me get this straight. You're 50 years old now, and you want to work till you're 65. So that's 15 more years, and you're living on $3,500 a month now. How much do you think that's going to be at the time you retire? Okay. You can do this when you've done enough of the calculations. They're going to give you a number, and then you can run that number for them and show it to them on the screen. They're going to be way off. And then you say, that's only getting you to retirement. Now let's take a look at age 75 or age 80. So now you add in another 10, 15 years of inflation at 3% on top of that. Guys, there's going to be a huge shortage. And talk about the light bulb going on over their head or watching the blood drain from their face. But when I did that and started implementing, showing them the number, my closing ratio increased by 30%. You can do that too. And when I'm talking about increasing from 30%, I'm talking about going from 60 to 90. So I have a 90% closing ratio doing this program. Pat Casey is actually at about 95% doing this program. Most of the agents who do this and follow the recipe, that's what I call it, follow the recipe, use the tools, are closing at well over 60%. Okay. When you know that you're going to close, and if you're not doing 80%, then you need to go back and do some training, which I'll help you do. Okay. If you know that you're going to be closing 80% of the people that you're sitting in front of, you can feel very confident in the state of your career. Okay. So all you need to do is close the sale and get the commission. And what I'm talking about is closing the sale is doing the consultation. You don't have to come up with 10,000 closes or strong arm closes. You just have to do the consultation exactly as it is. Okay, exactly. Do the consultation in order. Use the right words. Say them the right way. Present solutions to them so that they can make choices on their own. They will close the business themselves, and they won't call you back and cancel it because they've made the decision themselves. They weren't strong armed to it. So working this way is very gratifying. Okay. You feel very good about it, what it is that you do. They will oftentimes thank you. Now, when I used to do this, talking to people at their kitchen table, as I'm going out the door, they would pat me on the back and say, "Thanks a lot, Dave. I really appreciate it." Nowadays, we do everything virtual. These are all virtual appointments. They thank me before they hang up, before we close it out. And I get referrals, right? So it's a great way to do it, and you get paid very well for doing it this way. So here's what I need you to know about this. So far, you've discovered that the federal retirement market is the single most lucrative niche for financial advisors today. We've talked about the 10 things that you need to know to help these people. And we covered the 3 most important ones because remember, didn't have time to cover all 10. And here's what you now know is what you need to close the sale. You need the consultation workbook with the automated workbook companion. And you also know that these things will almost automatically close the sale for you. So you don't need to be a hard closer or a closing expert. You just need to be able to talk to people and do a great consultation. Okay. But I want you to understand this one thing. The Federal Bridge program is the single most lucrative opportunity out there for financial advisors today. There are people right now, you need to help. All you need to do is to step up to the plate and cash in on this opportunity. So you're probably wondering, how do I move forward from here? What's next? Well, I want to tell you about the 6-figure Federal Bridge training system. But first, I want to tell you who this is not for. Okay, because I'm sure almost everybody watching this says, "Hey, I want to do this," but it's not going to be for you if you're somebody that needs to reinvent the wheel and you do not want to follow a proven step-by-step process. If you want to go, well, hey, that's great, but I want to do it this way, then this is not for you. Okay. If the investment, although reasonable, is going to take food off your table, this is not good for you. Or if you can't sleep at night, okay, it's not a good program for you. Last but not least, if you're not willing to invest in yourself and grow your business, then this is not a tool for you. Okay, it's not free, okay, but it's a great investment for you. So here's exactly how the Federal Bridge training system works. This will give you access to an online portal that will give you access to 10 recorded modules that you can go through at your own pace. Each one of these modules is about an hour to hour and 15 minutes long. You're also going to have access to one-on-one Q&A, questions and answers, with the trainer throughout the training. So as you're going through the training process, you can ask questions for better clarification, just so you can get it straight in your head. You'll never have a question that goes unanswered. Last but not least, after you've completed the federal training modules, you will then be able to attend roundtable discussions that are held every week on Friday mornings. Okay. Fact of the matter is that once you get out in the field, you're going to start running into real life situations that we just, can't cover in, the training. So as you come across these situations, you will have additional questions that come up, and you can get your answers here. So been doing this for a long time, seen hundreds and hundreds of clients. You may come across something that I haven't seen or my other agents haven't seen, but chances are probably not. Okay. So once you have completed the modules, you will then have a complete understanding as to what the federal employee retirement benefits are and how they work per individual. You will be a go-to expert in your market for this very lucrative opportunity. It's a great niche, and you'll no longer be a jack of all trades. So this is important because nowadays, more and more financial advisors are viewed as just a commodity. Okay, so you will not be viewed that way. So unfortunately, what I've been noticing for years now is that financial advisors, we're not really viewed as experts in our field anymore. We're really just seen as just another salesperson. Okay, that's frustrating. And so a financial advisor or financial planner used to be different from a stockbroker or a life insurance agent. Okay, a financial planner or advisor used to consult with their clients, listen to their problems, design a plan, a customized plan built around solving their clients' individual needs and individual pain points. Nowadays, everybody calls themselves a financial advisor. Stockbrokers, everybody. Everybody's a financial advisor. Okay, I don't see how that's possible, but hey, if you find something that works for somebody else, you can pirate it and use it for yourself, I guess. But the public views them as just product pushers. So chances are, with everything being online, if you're presenting a product, they don't value your opinion or your time or your money or your effort that you put into it yourself. You're just a product pusher. They're just going to turn around and go buy that product themselves online. No real value there. So this program puts you in a different light. Okay. I'm going to ask you, would you rather be viewed as just another salesperson, or would you want to be viewed as a valued expert in your field? Okay. So if you're an expert in this niche, you will truly be consulting with your clients and work with them to solve their individual pain, because by going through the consultation, you're going to find out what their pain is. Okay. I like to describe it this way. You find out what the pain is. Okay. You go down, you spit on the ground, you grab some dirt, you stick your finger in the pain. You make it really bad. They got to feel that pain. And then you need to explain to them that you have the solutions to relieve that pain. They're going to see that. They're going to want to have those solutions, because nobody ever told them about those solutions and how to do that at all the other workshops, all the other crap that they heard around the water cooler that Billy Bob told them, all the other stuff that they've been listening to and and going to for years didn't address the pain, but you have shown them the light. Okay. That's a huge added value for them. And they're going to thank you for it. And guess what? You're going to get paid well for doing it. That's why this is a great opportunity for you. So here's what happens next. Okay. Get out your credit card. Get that credit card information over to your marketing director. You're going to receive an email from your marketing director with directions on how to access the online portal. Okay. You'll be granted access to 3 modules a week. Now, what we've seen in the past is that, people go on and start doing binge watching, and they want to try to get this all done like as quick as possible. But what I've learned over time is that it's best that you let it marinate a little bit. So you're going to get 3 modules a week until you've completed the program. After you're done with the program, you're going to be asked to take a test. That's why we need the information to sink in. It's not about powering through it and saying, hey, I completed it. What's next? You need to understand it. You need to internalize it. You will be tested on it. I need to make sure that you know what the heck you're talking about before we release you out in the field. And because if you say that you've completed this program and you don't know what the heck you're talking about, and then you start going to people and they realize you don't know what you're talking about, it's going to make the rest of us look bad. And we're not going to do that. So what's the value for you? The question, like I said, is really, what's it worth to you? So what would you pay for a program that would allow you to earn 6 figures year after year for the rest of your career? I mean, if you go to get a degree at the Ivy League, I mean, that costs you hundreds of thousands of dollars to get that, piece of paper that says, oh, I graduated from Penn or wherever, right? If you go to another IMO, I mean, I've built this program for other IMOs. They've charged up to $10,000 for this program. So, I'm not going to charge you 10. I'm not going to charge you 5 for this. The question is what would you pay? $1,250. So along with that, you are going to get, again, the 10 recorded federal benefit training modules, but you're also going to get 7 recorded sales process training modules. Now, this is something that's new and important because back when we first started training this or doing this training class, this used to be a 2-week event. So, I mean, when I started, I took 2 weeks out of my practice to learn how to do this. And the majority, I mean, I've taught hundreds of these classes. The majority of the time in these classes was done role playing. So imagine having 20 people in a online classroom and then having to listen to everybody do a presentation, little bit at a time, little bit at a time. It takes a long time to go through that and being very nitpicky. So I wanted to make sure as we were going through and doing the role playing that everybody had this presentation down, because this is the best time to make mistakes is when you're practicing. You don't want to make mistakes when you're out there doing an appointment that you paid good money for, or for that matter, just doing an appointment live. So, as you're going through these modules, you need to be practicing yourself. Set up your phone and record yourself. Watch yourself, because they will be watching you. So just because it's an online recorded sales training class doesn't mean that you don't practice. You have to practice. But now you're going to get 7 recorded sales process things. It's the sales process that makes this very important. All these other federal benefits programs train you only on the federal benefits. They don't tell you how to make that something that you can put money in your pocket. Okay. So this is what makes this whole course different from everybody else's. It's the sales process. And upon completion, the next thing that you get is awesome. You have to complete all of the modules. You can't just do part of it. You have to do everything. All of the modules, all of the sales process. There are going to be tests and quizzes that go along with that. But once you've completed all that, you will get a designation. It's going to be the Certified Federal Retirement Specialist designation, CFRS. So when you're out there marketing, and you're going to be getting appointments with people, you want to make sure that you stress that you are a certified specialist, not just some salesperson. Okay. Again, the purpose of this whole program is to make you stand out so that you're not just another salesperson. That designation is going to be huge. Okay. Again, just to make sure you understand during the not the sales process, but the whole training, if you have questions, you're allowed to reach out to me. And now I'm not going to, have a long meeting with you, but I'll help you get on the right page so that you can make sure that as you're going through, that you understand what it is that you're trying to learn. Okay. As a result of going through all of this, you're going to be invited to join our biweekly team meeting. We do this on every other Friday. We've been doing this for years and years. It's not only a chance for you to, pick my brain, but to also pick the brain of other people that are on my team. As you go through this training process, no matter how much you practice, there's going to be nothing like doing these presentations live. And you're going to run into things that you thought you had nailed down, but you're going to have questions because these federal employees, they're not dumb. They're going to have great questions for you, and you may not know the answers. So you're going to need a source that you can go to learn more. And that's the whole purpose of these Friday meetings, to learn more. I always ask people, what kind of questions do you have regarding the federal stuff? Okay. And if you're new, just because you're new doesn't mean you can't speak up. Everybody has equal rights in these meetings. Speak up. If there's something you want to know, you're more than welcome to ask questions. And you will get answers not only from me, but from everybody else on the team. It's a great way to learn. Okay. Last thing that goes along with this is a big time bonus. And guys, I mean a big time bonus. So as a result of you signing up and going through the Federal Bridge training system, you're going to get a great bonus. And that bonus is big time, having appointments put on your calendar. This is awesome. So why do this? Why would you do this? Okay, 3 big reasons. Number 1, the federal government has mandated, okay, there's the code, 5 U.S. Code 8350, has mandated that federal employees need to have retirement benefits training at 3 points, and yet they do nothing to make it happen. Okay, we've even reached out to the unions. So if the agencies themselves aren't going to do it, we've reached out to the unions. The unions are supposed to be there to support their members. We've pointed out all of this stuff to the top 3 unions that work with federal employees. They don't care. So the unions aren't taking any action. That means, guys, it's up to us. It's up to us to make sure that these hardworking, dedicated people get the information they need to have a successful retirement, just like everybody else. Just like the other self-employed workers or the other people that you're doing your Social Security seminars for that have had corporate jobs all their lives. There's 1 million federal employees that have no clue. Don't you want some of that action? So the fact of the matter is that I've seen too many good agents that struggle to find an honorable career in this industry. Just too many, because they couldn't find the niche. They couldn't find something that works for them, or they didn't have to feel dirty. They didn't have to feel like they had to know, some kind of ninja technique on how to close people better or whatever. Just provide people with a good, solid consultation. Show them what they're up against. Provide them great solutions, which you can get through IAMS. They'll be happy for it. They'll thank you for it. They'll get what they need. They won't go back and rescind the business because they picked it out, and you get paid handsomely for it. It's a win-win. It's a perfect opportunity. So what I need you guys to do right now is to reach out to your marketing directors. Okay. Take some action, guys. Stand up, take action. Do what we're asking our prospects and clients to do. Do something. Take some action. Reach out to your marketing director. Get yourself signed up for this program. It's a career and life-changing program. You will not regret it. Looking forward to seeing you on the other side, guys. Thanks very much. Take care.